Hey, hello, Jack Tubbs from the J Team at Realty One in Surprise, Arizona, coming to you on this beautiful day here in Phoenix, Arizona. The weather is perfect. I hope you get a chance to get out there and enjoy it. If not today, this weekend, get out there with some friends and family and enjoy the weather that we have been blessed with here in the Valley. Hey, a quick check-in today. I just want to talk to you about mortgage credit availability. You know, in 2019, with the sales were just going great. We hadn't been hit by the pandemic yet. All these other things, we had a lot of mortgage credit availability. It was very large. We had very high numbers that was ranked by the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, which is kind of a group of people that kind of keep an eye on all mortgages that are not Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA backed or guaranteed. And you know what? We saw a great drop in that as the pandemic started to get a foothold and we saw the economy shrink. We saw people back away from making major purchases because they weren't sure what the future was going to hold. We saw that mortgage credit availability start to drop. Well, I've got good news for you. In March, and actually over the past few months, we've started to see that mortgage credit availability index start to rise. As a matter of fact, it rose 0.6% in March, which is the largest gain it's had in about the last 5 months. It's up to 124 or 125.4%, which means that we're seeing people that don't have a 700 plus credit score start to be able to get conventional loans and loans that aren't backed by Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae or any FHA backage or governmental guarantees, which is really, really, really good news because a lot of buyers were getting edged out by all those who had the higher credit scores, and because the ability to borrow money from mortgage bankers was much greater by those than who had the higher credit scores. Now those things are starting to even out a little bit. I mean, we still haven't surpassed and said, hey, if you got a 620 or a 580 score, you're going to get a mortgage. But we're starting to see those people that have lower scores because they're still getting a little beat up by what happened during the pandemic, and maybe even some of those who haven't completely 100% recovered from the mortgage crisis of 2008, 2009. You know, we're getting close to the point where those people who haven't quite gotten back on the 700 plus credit score, they're starting to see some mortgage credit availability to them, and the more in the the conventional loan sector as opposed to the government guaranteed ones. Now, loans backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went up actually 0.2% in the index, and that is really a good thing. And then all the other government-backed or government-guaranteed mortgages, such as the VA, the rural development, and all those other ones, they actually saw a 0.8% gain over the past few months. And actually, that is just really, really good news. That means that we're going to have more buyers on the market if we don't already have enough buyers. But that also means that prices will continue to rise because competition will be that much more fierce for your homes. So, sellers, as I kind of made an appeal to yesterday, we are seeing a slight creep up in the mortgage rates, which eventually, once it keeps on creeping up, it's going to slow things down and we're going to see prices even out. They are not going to outpace the amount of buyers that we have and the inventory problems that we've been having. So, if you're ready to sell, I know the next probably 3 to 9 months is probably going to be almost the optimum time, depending on what happens with the economy, of course. But it looks like, from all indications, we're starting to see recovery happen as we see the cases of the COVID virus start to drop. It seems that we have somewhat of a handle on the variants that we see coming out of other countries. It looks like some of the vaccines, we have some efficacy against those variants that we see coming in. If we can continue on that vein and in that direction, we're going to see the economy improve. We're going to see a recovery, and we're going to see the housing market once again just go crazy in a lot of different areas throughout the country, but especially here in the Valley, as we see a lot of businesses continue to invest here in the Valley to build new plants, to build new offices, to build all sorts of new foundations for business. That means other smaller businesses and ancillary businesses are not far behind, and we're going to see actually even more people moving into the Valley and probably even down towards Tucson and actually other parts of Arizona. So all I can say is that if you're ready to make that move up, now's probably the time. because we're seeing, once again, prices go up, and we're seeing, builders being hampered, not only by availability of things like appliances and other finishing materials to finish builders, but they're also being hampered by the price increase that they're seeing on lumber and drywall and all these other building materials because of the pandemic. So all I can say is sellers, it's probably time. If you want to get in a new build, you know what? Why don't you get over there, or why don't you get a hold of somebody like me to help you get in there, and let's talk with a builder and get yourself in the pool, because right now everything's pretty much being done by lottery in a lot of different subdivisions because of materials availability. So if you want to do that, now's the time to get out there and do it. Also, it's time to at least figure out what the value of your house is, and know that if you're going to wait for a new build, we're going to continue to see that rise probably for the next, like I said, 3 to 9 months, maybe a year. We're going to start to see the prices continue to rise month over month, but then we're going to hit that plateau as we see the interest rates continue to rise. So sellers, if you're ready, now's the time to kind of put a plan in action. Buyers, if you're ready to buy, now's time to try and continue to beat the prices as they continue to rise month over month, or you're going to end up waiting a year or more till you get to the point where prices are more holding stable, and it might tip a little bit in the buyer's favors as far as the market goes. But here in the Valley, I'm not sure, because of just the influx of business alone and the job creation factor could cause this to go on for another 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I'm not sure. It's all going to depend upon what the economy does, and as long as those who have committed to starting business infrastructure foundations, such as new plants to build new computer chips, Microsoft's Future City, we see Red Bull, we see Ball Canning Company, all these different companies coming here to build plants that are going to bring jobs. And like I said, as the bigger businesses come, that means smaller businesses aren't going to be far behind, that are going to continue to produce jobs, which is going to continue to draw people to the Valley, which is just going to continue to drive the housing market only upward. But when the mortgage rate finally gets up there, we're probably going to see something stabilize. It may not be this crazy raise in prices, but we'll see a little bit more inventory. We'll see prices stabilize, but we'll still see a lot of buyers out there. But if you want to get on the upside, on the uprise, now is the time to probably work. And buyers, it's now time to get into action before we continue to see more of the price increases that we're already have been experiencing for the past few years. So if I can help you with that, please give me a call. You can call me direct, 248-330-7972. That's 248-330-7972. You can email me, jack@thejteam.house, and that's JACK at THE, the letter J, the word team.house. Or you can call the office, talk to any of my team members at 623-252-4061. That's 623-252-4061. Hey, this is Jack Tubbs from the J Team. I'm wishing you a fantastic weekend. We are going to have awesome weather throughout. Hope you get a chance to get out there and enjoy it with friends and family. And I will be seeing you Monday with more about what's going on in the Phoenix real estate market. And once again, have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.